I'm trying to untangle the choke and get tangled even more. Let's see. I hope that y'all are well. Happy Friday. Let me see. Let me send this out. Happy Friday. Happy Friday. Happy Friday. I can't never find her. Dang. Oh, there it is. Put in the comments for me if you can hear me clearly. Put a 1 in the comments if you can hear me clearly. Happy Friday. I hope that y'all are well on today. Today is going to be a good one. So I hope that y'all are ready. And also let me know where you're watching from in the comments as I send this out. Alright, awesome. Let me know in the comments where you're watching from. Hey LA. Hey Dallas. Okay, so today I'm going to be talking about the emotion versus logic struggle in women's follow through. So, hey LA, hey Beaumont, Texas. So what I'm going to be talking about today is something that's going to be a slightly, hey Tori, my love. There's going to be slightly on some of y'all head. Well, a lot of people head, to be honest with you. Because as women, we tend to be the most educated because we go and get the most education and we have a lot of knowledge, but we tend to struggle in the area of implementation. Hey, my love, we tend to struggle in the area of actually applying the things that we know. And so I'm going to talk about why we do that. So I'm really going to zone in really on why women really struggle to follow through despite possessing all of this knowledge, because that's the real thing. A lot of women tend to be knowledge hoarders and they are masters of a multitude of things, but honey, the way that we struggling, it should just not be. Because the thing about it is, if you have all this knowledge, why are you not implementing these things? There are reasons why you're not implementing these things. And I think a lot of times people don't realize that there are roots to these things. So I'm going to help you get to the root issue of why you can't seem to follow through and why your emotions tend to be all over the place. And you tend to just be extremely scattered and you can't seem to make decisions that are legit, that are really logical. Decisions that are actually going to advance you to the next level. Because to know that you need to lose weight, or to know that you have a serious illness and the doctor tells you or whatever, or you're told, and you get a plan to be able to work that, to put yourself in a better position, the fact that you don't shift that reveals something about yourself. So I'm really going to support women in that today, because guess what? All that knowledge that you have, it does not mean anything if you're not implementing anything. And what it really says is that basically you got the big head. Knowledge without wisdom is nothing. And so I'm going to really dive deep into that, because a lot of us we have all the degrees in the world. We can write all the books on certain things and all the information because we know all of the information. We know everything, but we can't seem to implement any of the things that we claim that we know. And that's really an issue for us as women, which is why we're not really advancing, which is why you're not really attracting the type of money and opportunities you want, which relates to you not attracting the type of partnerships and friendships that you actually want. And so we're going to dive into that today. For those who don't know me, my name is Elle Antoinette. I'm a feminine lifestyle strategist, and I support my clients in 3 major key areas. I support them in aligning with their authentic feminine design in order to master it, so that they can master their emotional responses by cycle syncing, which enhances their creativity, which puts them in position to make more money. Yes, women who tend to come and work with me tend to make more money, because they tend to do business according to their feminine design versus trying to do business according to the design that they've been given in this world. Okay? There is a blueprint of success that works for you. I could sit here and tell you a multitude of strategies of different things that actually work, but it's about you finding the one that works directly for you. And so I support my clients in mastering their design, because what femininity looks like and how it portrays itself coming from me is going to be different coming from another woman. And you really have to know and understand how you're magnetic, like how you magnetize, how you attract things, and how your life results are a direct reflection of your thoughts, okay? So I support my clients in making that shift. So this is supporting my clients in going from 5 figures in business to 6 figures in business, from 6 figures to multi 6 figures in business. This is supporting my clients in attracting better partners. This is supporting my clients who are having difficulties in their marriages to elevate their communication styles with their husbands so that they can lean more into the masculine principle. So women come to me for a multitude of things, okay? So today, like I said, I'm going to be speaking specifically about the struggle between emotion and logic and why women tend to lack follow through on all of the knowledge that they know. Okay. Before I get into that, I need you to be very clear on your value, because a lot of the information that I tend to give, it comes from a very sweet essence. It comes from a very soft place, but it's very firm and it's very honest. And sometimes it can be difficult to digest. So I want you to first and foremost, in the midst of everything, always remember your innate value, okay? You are time, energy, attention, and money. And when I say you are time, energy, attention, and money, I'm saying that you are high-level currency, okay? The highest level forms of currency on this earth: time, energy, attention, and money. You are made up of all of these things. These things are backed up in scripture. These things are science. These things are psychology. I'll give it to you from a scriptural perspective, okay? So when it comes down to time, you have your chronos time, which is your chronological time that you are meant to be here. And then you have your kairos time, which is your seasonal time. That's your ebbs and your flows, okay? So you're made up of those two elements of time. The second thing you need to understand is that you are made up of a great energy, the energetic experience that you are having inside of your body. And when I say energetic experience, I'm speaking about your emotions, because emotions by definition means energy in motion. Okay. So when I'm speaking about you are energy, the energy that's in motion within your body, your emotions are your responsibility. When I run into women who are extremely nice, because there's a very big difference between being kind and being nice. To be kind is a heart posture. To be nice is a state of being, which is why you can switch back and forth, which is why you see people who are, every person I've ever met that claimed to be nice was very nasty. I've never met a nice person that wasn't nice nasty, because nice to me isn't a real thing. It's not a heart posture. Kindness, however, is a heart posture. And there are a lot of kind women who don't manage their energy well. And the reason why you don't manage your energy well and how it manifests in your life is that you're a people pleaser. You have no boundaries. People get to run over you. You literally are the family's do girl. You are your friend's do girl. You exhaust yourself to oblivion. And then you try to figure out why, when you are such a kind person, do people continue to run over you? Why do you attract narcissistic people? I'm going to tell you why. This happens because you are mismanaging your energy. You mismanaging your energy because you don't recognize the divineness within your energy. And you don't recognize the divineness in your energy because you don't recognize the divinity within you. Okay? When you lack boundaries, when you people please, you are in spiritual violation, because one, you should not be trying to please man. And then two, you're acting outside of yourself, and anything that you attract under false pretenses you can't keep. You are a manager of your energy. Okay? So having a big heart, being a kind person, all that stuff sounds good, but none of that is a flex unless you have great boundaries, because your heart itself has boundaries around it within your body. You literally have boundaries in your DNA. And I'm here to tell you, there is science out there that speaks to literally when you don't have boundaries and you overstress yourself to oblivion, you literally cause issues with your fertility. I study, and let me also say this, I'm a feminine lifestyle strategist, but I am certified as an energetic psychology practitioner. And what that means is that I study energy and stress in motion and how it impacts your organs, how it impacts the earth, how it impacts the earth's inhabitants, specifically women. And you can't afford not to have boundaries as a woman, because it could cause you fertility issues. So when you are hearing, okay, when you are hearing that, oh, you know, this person is draining my energy, you need to start paying attention to who pours into you and who takes from you. Because your energy management system is your responsibility. Your heart is your responsibility to manage. And it is up to you to recognize the divineness within that energy, so that you stop sowing your energy in spaces where you are devalued and where it is drained. Some of you are at these 9 to 5s that drain and devalue you. And you are constantly crying out, right? You're constantly crying out to God, asking for answers, when in reality, the issue is that you mismanage your energy by believing this is the only thing that you have to do and that you can do to be able to obtain any type of income, which is a false reality. You can go that pathway, but it's a false reality that you have to do that. And a lot of us as millennials had to figure that out the hard way. They lied to us. There is no American dream. What house, what car, what white picket fence, what affordability were we supposed to come into after graduating college? That didn't happen for us. And so a lot of us had to wake up and realize that our energy is one of the most priceless things. And we had to stop selling it to these corporations that did not value us, because they don't. The majority of them don't. So you are responsible for your energy. It's not that you're attracting narcissistic people all the time and you don't know why all these people, because you mismanage your energy and people can see your value and you don't see your value, they run to you because they see you don't see your value, so they drain you of your value and then they make their exit. Because I've never seen a sucker that didn't get licked. And nobody can play you without your permission, your participation, or the fact that you simply are not paying attention. So which lane did you fall in? Because you are responsible for managing your energy. So understand that your energy is divine, and make sure that you're very clear about where you're going to invest that energy so that it's not wasted. Because you yourself are energy. Okay? So let's go ahead and get into... Baby, let me go ahead and block you. Because you can't be my neighbor because you don't know where I am. So pick somebody else to play with. So the third thing that you need to understand and be very clear on is that you are attention. Okay. When I say that you are attention, I want you to pay attention when you watch movies and different things like that. You notice the shift in horror movies, right? They notice the shift in horror movies where the music starts to go up and elevate. You know that something's about to happen. That puts you in a state of anxiousness, getting you prepared for whatever is about to happen, okay? That's how attention goes. What you have to understand about attention and why you are attention and why you really have to pay attention to what you are focusing on, which is the hold of your attention, is because whatever has your attention can manipulate your energy and motion. Okay, so whatever literally has control over your attention, what has your attention literally is going to manipulate your energy. When you give the wrong person your energy, okay, what ends up happening is that they have a longer or a higher chance of being able to manipulate you emotionally. If you know you don't like this person, don't give this person your time, because that's how you get tricked into thinking that whatever is happening is more than what it actually is. And when you end up getting played by that, you get upset. All originals, do me a favor, check your spam folder for me and check your receipt to make sure that your email is correct, because you're the only one that told me that you hadn't gotten it. And if you haven't gotten it, it's not in your spam folder, and the email is correct, shoot me a DM and I'll have my assistant send it right back to you, send it to you immediately. Okay, so double check that for me. So the last thing I need you to understand in the currency flow that you are is that you are time, energy, attention, and you are also money. When you understand that you are money, this means that you are, it's embedded in you, that you have creative and witty inventions in your very being, like it says in Proverbs 8 and 12. If your job, if you're working a 9 to 5, okay. No, I did get it. It was in Spain. I just haven't had a chance to review it. I mean, okay. No problem. No problem. No problem. I'm glad. When you get into it, make sure you let me know your thoughts. But when you understand that money is basically within you, you are the value, because money itself has no value. It's 75% cotton, 25% linen. You can look that up on Google. The $100 bill in your pocket is literally 75% cotton, 25% linen. So when you stress over money, the reason why it says the root of money is the love of money is the root of all evil, is because people put it on a pedestal. They put it on this pedestal thinking that they have to do all these things for it. They have to work for it. They have to scam for it. They have to, do something that goes against their moral ethics to be able to obtain it. No, you just have to understand that the real value is within you. And when you understand that, then you can create it externally. And what I mean by that is your 9 to 5 already knows that you're the value. They just treat you in a way that shows you that you're not the value. If all of y'all decided that you were not coming into work tomorrow, that company would have a huge issue. They would have to look at some things differently and make sure that you guys are going to be there on Monday morning, or you're going to be there first thing Monday morning. Because if you're not, the company is going to have issues. Why? Because you are the value, which is why they have a human resource department to manage the value, the resource. You are the resource that gets them to where they're trying to go. And when you understand that it is you and it is your contribution that gets them those millions of dollars or whatever is happening in that corporation, you begin to understand that you have power and you have innate value to create money for yourself. And when you understand that you are time, energy, attention, and money, you stop wasting time, energy, attention, and money, and you start expanding your time, your energy, your attention, and your money. Whatever you focus your attention on is going to steal your energy, which is going to snatch your time, which is going to impact your ability to be able to make or attract more opportunities for more money. All of this comes from you not understanding your value. This is why people settle for jobs that will just pay them whatever. This is why people settle for relationships where they're not fulfilled and they are the builder in the relationship. They are the carrier of the relationship. Okay. So these things are very, very important. And I need you to be very clear on the fact that you are the value. Okay. Y'all do me a favor and hold your questions for me. I'll get them towards the end because I don't like to get distracted. Because once I'm in the zone and the Most High has a message for me, I need to get it out. So questions, give me a second, especially when it comes to anything that I have on. I want the focus to be on what I need to give y'all. And I need y'all to really start following through as women. Because that emotional and logic back and forth that y'all trying to do or being too in your emotions is not working. And I'm doing this live because you will not be able to outwork a robot, y'all. Y'all better start paying attention to what is happening there. I just watched something the other day where they literally are firing people from fast food restaurants to hire people in another country to pay them $3 an hour so they can make orders on the screen. I've been telling y'all for 2 years that this stuff was going to happen. Most High have been allowing me to be in spaces and allowing me to be able to see these things being revealed. A lot of y'all have been with me for such a long time. You've seen these things come to pass. I'm not new to this thing. I'm very true to it. These situations, and with you can't outwork a robot. They lied to you. That whole hustle hard mentality, that was a part of a plan to get you tired out. Do you understand? And I'm saying this to you as a person who is an energetic psychology practitioner. Do you understand that burnout does not start for a short, it happens over periods of years. Some of y'all have been burnt out for years. They have been exhausting you with the mentality that you have to work twice as hard. They have been exhausting you with the mentality that you have to hustle. They have been exhausting you with this. And so now, guess what's happening in 2024? Everybody's overstimulated. Everybody's overstimulated. Everybody's exhausted. Baby, if you true T, some of y'all been exhausted for the last 10 years and it's just now really showing up and manifesting in your body. Some of y'all been tired since 2019, 2020, since the pandemic. See, some of y'all still in that mind frame. And what I'm here to tell you is that this thing ain't finna get no easier. It's not finna get no cheaper. It's not finna get anything. They are wanting to exhaust you so badly to oblivion that you are so out of your mind and that you are so gone that you will accept any and everything, making you a perfect candidate to receive chips and other things because you are just so exhausted from everything. So what I am telling you is this stuff that I'm telling you, can't outwork a robot and you can't outwit AI. You can't outwit AI and you can't outwork a robot. So you like, Elle, how do I win in this economy? How do I win? How do I thrive? Because I'm seeing people continue to thrive. I'm seeing you thrive. You know how you thrive? You get in connection and alignment with your creator. Because that is the one who created this entire thing and that knows exactly how this thing gonna play out. And that is the only one that knows your position in how things are going to play out. And if you don't get in tune with that, you're going to mess around and be a slave to somebody's corporation where they're going to have you priced out to where you can't afford to buy a home. So you will have to live on their campus. So you will live there. You will work there. And yeah, they're going to take care of your health care, all that stuff. But you were going to be a slave to their corporation. this whole work from home thing, they've been getting people ready and prepped. So I'm not telling you something. There was a video I just watched the other day where I talked about it. It was a young lady who went to Alaska who did this thing where I think she was working for a couple of months and they promised them $20,000. Baby, they basically got them living in spaces that look something to the form of some type of concentration camp. Yeah, they paying them that $20,000, but they are going in there and they are living in these type of military type of bunks. See, you living on their property, you eat, they working 12 hours. It's giving slavery. But see, this is what happens when you don't have options. This is what happens when you don't have skills. This is what happens when you are not in tune with your creator, so you don't know how to move. It's going to be more of that. It's going to be more of those things coming. They've been prepping. Y'all ain't been seeing for the last 15 years how these investment companies have been buying up land and buying up houses and buying up everything. Baby, they finna outprice you. They finna outprice you. These aren't people buying these houses up. These are investment companies that are prepping because they know what time it is. But because you don't understand your innate value, your time, that you are time, energy, attention, and money, you waste these things. And when all of these things come crashing on your head, pay attention to Project 2025, then you're not gonna know what to do. So the conversation that I'm having today about emotion versus logic, the real reason women struggle to follow through, I really pray that you really are edified through it and that it inspires you to take action. Because I'm telling you right now, like my dear coach and my friend is saying and says, the arc is closing, beloved. And some of y'all that was supposed to start businesses in 2020 and 2021, you missed your beat. And I strongly suggest you coming out of fear, getting off that vibrational state and getting into the one that created you and really understanding and getting clear about what your next move is going to be. Because some of y'all going to go into your jobs and the door is going to be closed and you're going to be sick because you're not going to know what to do. And that's a problem because you're the value. So put in the comments for me, I am high level currency, because the first thing I need you to know is how valuable you are. In order to create money and opportunity for yourself, you have to understand that you are the innate value. The reason why my clients end up making more money after they work with me is not because I'm teaching them magic tricks or any type of anything when it comes down to money. That's not what I'm doing. What I am doing is positioning them to get in alignment, because when you are in alignment, baby, you catch bags. My clients catch bags. We don't chase them, because it tells you in scripture, literally, I think it's Proverbs 23:5. It's chapter 23 for sure. But it basically talks about if you chase wealth, that's almost like it will take up wings like a bird and fly away from you. But society told you to chase it because they wanted to tire you out because they knew what was coming. See, you got to understand that creation, God is the creator, created man, which is a creation of the creator. And man created society. Society is a creation of man. So if you are going to live your life, I personally would not live my life in accordance to standards, hey my love, or societal norms when society didn't create me. So if it didn't create you, they can't berate you. And you allow people to make you feel small simply because you're growing up in this society. You're going to have to detach from that. And the first level of detachment of that is understanding your innate value so that you can start creating external value. Okay, when you don't know your innate value, you live beneath your means. You live beneath your royal lineage. It says that you were created in the image and the likeness of the Most High. Why are you living less than a queen? Why are you subjecting yourself to peasants that basically piss on you? Like, what is that about? That's about you not understanding who you are. That's about you not understanding your birthright. And most importantly, that reveals that you're not in alignment with it. So there's a lot of struggle in love, in money, in life. It's consistent struggle. Okay? So understand that you are high level currency. And the reason why that's so important for you to know is because belief impacts your biology, and your biology influences the way you behave. Whatever you believe about yourself, the body's going to come into agreement with, and the behavior is going to exhibit. Point blank, period, the end. I talked about that the other day when I talked about your relationship, when I decoded the feminine psychology blueprint. So for women to understand that you operate on 3 different lanes while you are here in this earth: the spirit realm, the biological realm, which is your body, and the psychological realm, which occurs here in the mind. You need to be balanced in all three of those if you want to feel very confident in oozing your authentic feminine energy. Because that looks like you being in alignment. That looks like you being balanced. Okay? So belief impacts biology, and biology influences the way you behave. The next thing I need you to understand is that there's a three-part success strategy system. Anything that you want, whether it's a marriage, a relationship, a healthy friendship, tribe, more money, okay? There is a sustainability strategy, okay, that will support you if you just keep it in your back pocket. I say this every live because I want y'all to keep this in your back pocket. So when you start attracting these things and getting the things that you want, you actually can sustain them. Because guess what? It's one thing to get a thing. It's a different thing to be able to have longevity with that thing. That's two different things. Starting a business is cool, but being in business for 20 years consistently, that's a flex. And being able to be better and get better every year, every single time. Okay, losing 40 pounds is cool, but being able to keep it off for the next 5 years and elevate your health is really the flex. You know what I'm saying? So it's all about longevity. So the first thing that you got to understand and be clear on is that with this sustainability strategy and success system, I like to call, number one, the first key is obedience to spiritual law. You have to know that this universe is governed by law. In James, it literally tells you in scripture that if you go before the Most High and you pray with full confidence that he will hear you and he will give you an answer. But it also says in that same book that if you have any ounce of doubt, you can have an ounce of doubt, like you can have a mustard seed worth of doubt in what you're saying, and the Most High will not hear a word that you say. That's facts on facts. But here's the thing that the Most High will always do: honor law. See, these laws that govern this universe were created. The sun got a job, got to show up every day and set every day. The moon has a job, got to pop out every day. These stars have jobs. And if you don't believe me, go and read the book of Enoch for yourself to understand that all of these things are literally spiritual, celestial bodies. You can check out the book of Enoch to be able to get more understanding of that. Okay? So you have to understand that everything that comes to this earth is on assignment. Every single thing, including you. And everything has to obey law. And if you don't catch that, like I said, go to the book of Enoch and check out what happened when the stars didn't show up on time. They got in trouble. And I want to say they got in trouble, and it's a form of torture for almost 10,000 years. The years might be off. Them getting in trouble and the drama happening is totally the truth. Go check it out for yourself. Okay? So obedience to spiritual law is very important. And one of the key spiritual laws that I see people violate every single day, but then I see them use it against people that have pissed them off, is the law of sowing and reaping, also known as the law of cause and effect for some. It says that God is not mocked, It says God is not mocked. For whatever a man sows, ye shall reap. It's in the Apocryphal, love. You can look up the Apocryphal and you'll get all the list of the lost books of scripture. Okay? So, whatever a man sows, ye shall reap. If you lie to yourself, you should have an expectation of a liar to come your way, because you set the tone and you put in motion that lying is acceptable because you have first accepted it. Okay? So when you accept a lie from yourself, you must be willing and prepared to be ready to accept a lie from someone else, because what you're going to get from this universal algorithm, because the creator created the universe. Yes, it is an algorithm though. The universe responds. It is the largest responder ever. It responds to the smallest things, and it responds to your thoughts. It responds to your actions. It responds to your emotions. It responds to these things. It responds to the real you. It's not responding to the fake you put online. It's not responding to the fake you put on the gram. It's not responding to the fake you do in front of your man, at work, and with your friends. What is being put in front of your life results? If you don't like your life, the things that you've liked and engaged in are sitting in front of your face. That is how the algorithm, the universal algorithm, works. And it's funny to me because every algorithm other than outside of the universe is mimicking the universe's algorithm. From how social media operates, whatever you like and engage in, it's going to show up on your feed. It's the exact same thing when it comes down to this universal algorithm. So when you saying this whole, you going to reap what you sow, before you open your mouth now, before you open your mouth when somebody make you mad and they done pissed you off and you want to holler, you reap what you sow, start looking at the things that you've reaped and sown in your own life first. If you don't like something, you don't like the people in your experience, you need to start asking yourself how you manifested these folks into your experience, because they came from you. People are either your mirror or your teacher, and your children, if you have children, they are both. They're going to show you at all times. Okay? So first things first, obedience to spiritual law and understanding how it works so that you can use law to be able to elevate your life and actually have the desires of your heart, like it says in scripture. Okay? Because the desires of your heart is not the same thing of what you think you want. It's not the same thing. And that requires for you to do a deep search within self. Okay, so number one, obedience to spiritual law. Number two, understanding the science of yourself so that you can understand the science of everything else. That's what I'm going to be tapping on today. Because I'm not speaking about the art of emotions or the art of logic or the art of femininity or the art of your feminine design. I'm speaking about the science of your feminine design today and how you keep playing yourself by not following through because you don't understand the science of yourself. But the second part is understanding the science of yourself so that you can understand everything else, the science of everything else around you. When you understand the science of your feminine design, it's a lot easier for you to understand the science of the masculine design, because they are not the same. We don't operate the same. We don't think the same, which is why we tend to have a lot of issues and women thinking that, well, why he just don't do this? Men don't operate that way, and because you don't understand the science of yourself, you can't fathom understanding the science of this gentleman right here, which is why you keep having friction, because you don't understand how this works. Okay? When you are not in alignment with your chemical energy, which means that your endocrine system is off. You will hear some people refer to this as saying that your chakras are imbalanced. Okay? But when we're speaking about this from a scientific aspect, when you are not in sync with your menstrual cycle phases, when you don't understand that you have 4 phases in your menstrual cycle besides when you are bleeding. You have menstrual, you have follicular, you have luteal. You have ovulation, and you have luteal. When you are not in sync with your cycle, this means that you are 9 times out of 10 emotionally deregulated. Why? Because there are certain things that you should be eating during those periods. There are certain ways you should be working during those periods. There are certain ways you should be resting during those periods. There are certain things that should be happening during those periods. And when you don't do those things, that's what makes you come across as moody. That's what makes you come across as PMSing. That's what makes your cycles even worse while you're cramping the way that you are. Because you don't understand that you are missing key things that you need to operate properly on a biological level. So when you take your imbalanced chemical energy and you decide that you are ready to date, okay, and you take your imbalanced self over here and you make decisions from an imbalanced place because you're not balanced with logic and emotion, and your emotions are not regulated because you're not in sync with your cycle. So the chemical energy in your body is not running the way it is supposed to. So you're not even really thinking straight. So you're choosing a partner in the midst of that, taking your imbalanced chemical energy, choosing someone else, and then y'all are getting together. And when 2 bad chemicals get together, just like in chemistry, an explosion happens, you wonder why. And some of us are creating children in the midst of explosions, and that's crazy work. And it all starts from you not understanding the science of yourself. So therefore, if you don't understand the science of your feminine design, then you don't understand the science of this masculine design, which is going to make it very difficult for you to be able to cultivate the development of a child. This thing is real simple, but it ain't easy. Understanding the science of your design as a woman can save you from making decisions that will ruin your entire life and that can perverse and curse your lineage. See, we out here making foolish terms and foolish moves because we don't understand how we operate scientifically. So we're not in sync with self. And then don't throw birth control on top of that. Child. A false hormone already on top of irregulated hormones, on top of you probably not eating right, so you probably malnutrition. You think your brain functioning the way it needs to function to where you can make wise decisions and choices. Oh, okay then. So, understanding the science of yourself so that you can understand the science of everything that's around you. Number 3, knowing your personal psychology so that you don't repeat it. Here's the thing. Feminine energy and unforgiveness can't reside in the same vessel. It doesn't work that way. A lot of women come to me and say they want to ooze feminine energy. They love, I have a firmness to me, but I'm extremely soft and I'm very kind. These things are known about how I am personally in real life. And, but I used to be a very angry woman who carried a box cutter, who would tell you I would in a hot second. And I used to just be very like hot. Okay. And so people ask me how I went from that masculine aspect of myself to how I operate now. I had to do a lot of inner work to forgive, because I had a lot of resentment towards my parents and certain things, because I felt like they should have did this and X, Y, Z. And if I was this, I would know, just because you go to school and you got your degrees and everything and you done got money and you'd have been in therapy and you done did this and you done did that, you are still a lemon that came from that lemon tree. And as much as you think that you are so much better than the people that came before you and you got so much judgment for them, you need to watch your step. Because I guarantee you there's probably a cycle in your life that you're repeating that's very similar to them. Oh, I'm sorry. You don't date men that may physically abuse you, but you date men that cheat on you. So you think you're a lot better than your mom? Absolutely not. At the end of the day, it's still forms of abuse. But if you're able to assess your lineage without judgmental eyes, and you're able to pay attention to the loopholes and all the different things in the doors that they miss, you can close those doors so you don't have to repeat those processes, nor do your children. Because I think it's very selfish. I'm sorry, not selfish, because ain't nothing wrong with being selfish, because that means to be about yourself. It's very self-centered, which means that you think the entire world revolves around you, for you to leave a problem for your child to solve. That's trifling to me. Now, that's just a personal opinion. If there's a door that you can close that will save your child from falling down a rabbit hole of pain, then why not close that door? Why not do that work? It's causing you pain too, ain't it? So release that from yourself, because like I said, unforgiveness that sits in the body, it causes illness. So unforgiveness and freedom cannot reside from the same vessel. And feminine energy is a very free energy. It's a flexible energy. It's a fun energy. And you can't do that when you are full of resentment. And plus, on top of that, resentment ruins your health. I'm not going to get into all of that, but it ruins your spleen. And your spleen is in control of quality control of the blood in your body. So I'm telling you, holding on to these things, unforgiveness, these things are linked to cancer. Everything I give you is going to come from scripture, science, and psychology. The Most High tells you not to worry, because worry weakens your immune system, i.e. it starts with your spleen. Okay? The Most High tells you not to give a foothold to anger. Why? Because resentment ruins your freaking liver. Okay? Which impacts the way your cycle operates, which impacts the way your vision operates. So you will go blind and you will ruin your chances of being fertile, all because you want to hold on to being mad. Don't get mad at me. Just look at the science. Look at the scripture, the science, and the psychology, because it's all there. Okay? So, again, that 3-part success strategy system is this. Number 1, obedience to spiritual law. Number 2, understanding the science of yourself so that you can understand the science of everything else around you. And number 3, knowing your personal psychology so that you don't repeat it. Okay? Now that you have that, let's go ahead and get into the real of the real. For those who are joining, my name is L. Antoinette. I'm a feminine. I almost lost y'all. Let me fix that. My name is L. Antoinette. I'm a feminine lifestyle strategist. Let me get this correct. And I'm certified as a emotional intelligence practitioner, as well as, okay, this is not sitting right, as well as an energetic psychology practitioner. And so what I do is that I support my clients in 3 key areas by helping them master their feminine design. It's going to sit right there, baby. Master their feminine design, master their emotional responses by cycle syncing in order to increase their creativity so that they can make more money in their business. Okay? Scripture, science, and psychology. You'll be able to look up all these things. Okay? All right. So what I'm going to be going into today, like I said, we're talking about the emotional versus logic struggle with women. Okay? Why women struggle to follow through despite possessing all the knowledge. Do you realize, especially like black women, we are like seriously the most educated group. Like we have so much education. I'm going to fix this. You're going to see me tussling with this for a second until I feel satisfied. We are the most educated group. Okay? We are the ones getting the degrees. We are the ones going out here in this amazing, this so-called black girl magic. Like we're going out here and we're doing all of these things. We are masters of everything. We are jacks of all trades, but we are literally masters of none. And we are masters of none because we struggle with implementing. And so I'm going to break down why we struggle with applying the things that we actually know, and how a lot of that has to do with the science of how we operate. And because we don't understand the science of how we operate, we don't execute, and we aren't very much so consistent. Scripture, science, and psychology. Okay? So again, we're talking about the emotional versus logical struggle in women's follow through. The number one reason, I'm going to give you, and this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to tell you the 3 reasons that I'm consistently seeing. Hey, my love. I'm going to show you how that shows up and manifests in your life. I'm going to show you what that's due to. I'm going to show that's how it's connected to your cycle. I'm going to show you how it impacts the way you're acting. Okay? So let's go ahead and get into number 1. Why women struggle with follow through despite having all of this knowledge. Because I have 50 million women that come in here and be like, can you read? Can y'all get a book? Can I get this? I didn't bought this course. I didn't did this. I really don't like giving book recommendations to women. I'm gonna be very honest with you. I used to. I didn't mind. But you don't need another book. You're not implementing what you know. Like, we need to start keeping it real. Because the thing is this. If you know, and I used to be 90 pounds heavier, right? So if you know that you need to lose weight because it's going to put you in a better position health-wise, stop being like, oh, I need to hire this person. I need to do this. If you need accountability, yes, you can pay for that. But don't be out here acting like you don't know what to do. Because the reality of this situation is, if you want to lose weight, you do what? You eat less and you move more. You eat less and you move more. Femininity math right there. Do the less and get more. So you're going to eat less and you're going to lose more weight. It's really that simple. Okay? But you just have to find the methodology that works best when it comes down to you eating less and moving more. We make things a whole lot more complicated than when they have to be because we're not honest with ourselves. See, we like to do this runaround. We like to feel good in these conversations about how we have all these degrees, but we depressed as hell. Like, make it make sense, okay? So the first thing that I'm seeing why women really struggle to follow through despite having all of this knowledge is your skepticism due to your influx of information. And I'm talking to my sisters that are degreed up. And let me look in the camera and be real clear before y'all try to decide to get spicy if you feel like it. I have a bachelor's degree. I have a master's degree. I was getting my PhD and I quit because I realized I was in my ego. So I quit a year and a half before I was supposed to graduate. So I'm telling you this as a woman who has been in that space. The more education, the overwhelming amount of education and information that a woman gets, the more she gets it, the more skeptical she becomes. The less, and I'm going to be real with you, the more faithless she becomes. And if you don't believe me, just hold tight. I have a client who helps women in the area of their womb. She helps women literally heal fibroids. This is what I know. This is my former client, and she's also my friend now. There are multitudes of people who she's helped get rid of fibroids. I'm talking about in a short period of time. There is so many different women who talked about in their 40s and 50s that's gotten pregnant due to her help and all these things. But you will find that women will come in her comment section of her live and say, what are your credentials that qualify you to speak on what you're speaking on when it comes down to womb health? Forget these 50 testimonials that people are coming forth and saying, she helped me have a baby. She helped me decrease the size of these fibroids. She helped me get rid of them. She helped me do this. Despite all the evidence, you want to see the data. And why do you want to see the data or the credentials? Because you were trained to do so. Because that's what they do when we go to school. I need to see the data. I need to see the facts. I need to see this. Why are you asking for the data when you know damn well that data is skewed? Why are you asking for the scientific results via the news when you know the news lies to you? You're going to have to make it make sense. You're going to have to make it make sense for me. Your skepticism is the main reason why you don't follow through on what you need to be following through and why your life not elevating to the next level, because you're too much of a skeptic. How do I know if I buy what you're doing, it's going to work? Beloved, I'm not new to this. I'm true to this. You either going to do the work or you not. I'm not going to beg you. I'm not going to convince you. I don't care. I don't care. Okay? I don't care. You either have faith and this is what you've been called to come and do, or come and call to come and participate in, or you don't. But your lack of belief is the main reason why you still sick, why you still in the same position you in, because you want to see the person's credentials. When you done been screwed over, you done went to 50 million doctors for the same issue that's happening in your gut. And they can't tell you, let me tell you something. You know, when they diagnose you with IBS, that just means that you're having basically irritable issues in that area. There's no true definition. There's no real, it's not defined. You done went to 4 different doctors. They can't tell you why you can't keep food down, why you can't throw up, but you in here asking about credentials. You're being a skeptic over here, but yet you are continuously going to a person who cannot give you one answer to what you are asking. Crazy work. That's why a lot of women struggle to implement and to follow through, because you're too busy not believing. You lack belief. Oh, ye of little faith. Oh, ye of little faith. You ain't got no faith. See, let me tell you something. We live in a generation right now. It's a generation full of faithless believers. Y'all so faithless and fake and phony and crying out on Sundays and whatever other day. Just fake and phony crying out. Ain't got an ounce of belief. Ain't got an ounce of belief. Which is why you continue to be in the situation that you are in. And it tells you, if you don't believe me, go look in James. It tells you in James, if you got an ounce of doubt when you praying to the Most High, don't expect the answer. Don't expect it. Stop going to God about that man when you know you ain't done. Stop playing with him. Stop playing yourself. Stop playing yourself. Come when you're ready to be for real. Come when you want some real help. Read James chapter 1, beloved. James, I believe, only has 5 chapters in it. I encourage people to go through the whole thing, because it's practical living tips in there. That thing was done when James wrote that. Okay? So be very clear that the reason why a lot of women struggle to follow through is because of your own skepticism, your lack of belief. You don't believe that this is going to work for you, so it doesn't work. You don't believe that you can lose weight, so you don't lose weight. You don't believe that you can make more money than you're making at your job, so you stay at your job. Your beliefs impact your biology, and your biology influences the way you behave. I told you that from the beginning for a reason. I told you that in the beginning for a reason. Your skepticism is holding you back. That overwhelming, I gotta do my research. I gotta do my research before I do that. Y'all so fake and phony. You will cry out to the Most High and pray for a sign, for support and help, and then you will hear something that resonates with you, and the first thing you're gonna do is question it. I wouldn't give you nothing either. And I really want you to think about that for a second. Think about a person coming to ask you to do something for you, to do something for them, and they don't even believe that you can do it. They don't even believe that you have the real capability to do it, or they don't really believe that you're gonna do it, so they have doubt. You still want to do it for them? You still want to work with people who don't believe in you and don't believe you? Make it make sense. Your skepticism is what keeps you stagnant and keep you stuck. And it's all because you scared. That's the truth. That's the truth. You don't want to admit that. You hide or you mask your fear in skepticism when you really behind closed doors fighting for your life. But hey, whatever works. But the reality is that that's not working, and that's actually overworking you. Your skepticism is keeping you stagnant. It is keeping you stuck, and that is why you can't reach the level of success that you desire. And I'm not talking about success from necessarily a business standpoint. It could be from a life standpoint, because what I do is I support my clients in creating the life and business that they want, because life and business are parallel. I built my business from I built my business from the ground up. It's a 6-figure company, and I built it from the ground up, and I ain't hustle, because I don't hustle. And I don't teach my clients to hustle, because to hustle is antichrist. And y'all can say what y'all want on it, but that's scripture. Because God ain't told you to hustle. He ain't told you to work 25/8. Never. Never. Never told you to exhaust yourself to oblivion for cotton. Because last time I checked again, money is made up of 75% cotton, 25% linen. So when you're stressing over money, when you're whoring yourself out over money, when you're scamming over money, it's cotton. You ain't that far off the slave plantation, beloved, when you think like that. Slavery really is here in this day and age. Let me tell you something. We're going into a period where it's going to be more physical slavery of what you think. Just keep watching. But it starts right here. The mental slavery has already started. And if you don't free yourself from that matrix, because the matrix that everyone is telling you to free yourself of is you have to break from your own matrix, which is you need to hack your own sim. And how do you hack your own sim? You hack your own sim by hacking your subconscious mind. You hack your own sim by hacking your subconscious thoughts around your identity, I. And then you hack your subconscious mind and your thoughts around your identity and your levels of mastering your money and mastering your design and mastering this life. You have to hack your own sim. That's how you break out of the matrix. You. And it starts with you and your belief. That's where it starts. Okay? Number 2, the second reason that I am seeing consistently, because these women are coming to me to work with me so we can undo this. The reason why women tend to struggle with follow through despite having all the knowledge, all the degrees and everything is lack of self-awareness. And what I mean by that is the insufficient, and I'm reading mine from my typed notes. Okay. So just in case anybody would ask. The lack of self-awareness, the insufficient self-investigation that was not done. You ain't do no self-investigation on yourself. That prevents you from understanding if whatever the information is aligns with you personally. If it aligns with your values and your goals. See, this is what happens with people who try to practice self-care. When I first started in business, I was a self-care coach. And I had a multitude of women who were 6-figure entrepreneurs and more that would come to work with me. And let me tell y'all something. Y'all be worshiping people who got money. The people who got money is just as jacked up. They got issues too. The key thing about it, which is why I teach my clients, do your work. I show you how to do your work before the money start coming in. So as the money coming in, you don't blow the bag by blowing yourself, which is going to blow your peace. And the reason why a lot of people that you see don't have peace, even though they have money, is because they have not done their work. And at every new level, you should be doing a new level of your work. But see, people don't want to do that because they get so caught up in the money. They get so excited. And so you're not investigating. And because you're not investigating, you're just doing something you saw somebody else's do. Which is why a lot of y'all go to the nail shop hoping that that's going to be self-care when that ain't self-care at all. That's self-maintenance. And see, it's self-care for your friend who has 3 children who are screaming at home. So to go to the nail shop is a treat, baby, because it's quiet in there in comparison to her living at home with them kids that's screaming and hollering. You live by yourself. You always by yourself. So you going to the nail shop is not a relaxing experience for you, is it? You really have to, because you don't know, and women will say, self-care doesn't work for me. I'm practicing self-care. No, you're not, baby. And I have to tell them, before I start, I was a self-care strategist. You're not practicing self-care because self-care requires self-awareness, because you got to make sure that what you're doing is in alignment with you. Is in alignment with your goals. It's in alignment with your values. Why are you going to the nail shop when that don't really work for you? You really should be going to the park because being in nature is what actually calms you. But no, you're trying to do what your friend do because you ain't investigating yourself enough to know that your inner child requires you to go to the park, because that is when you become the most creative and you get the most digital downloads. But you are not in tune with yourself enough, and you sit in the nail shop looking to food because you lack self-awareness. And therefore, guess what you don't do? Follow through on your self-care routine because it doesn't align with you, which is why you can't be consistent. Because we are only consistent with the things that we are very clear on, or that we have a structured path on, or that actually aligns with us. But no, this is not compatible with you. And you don't even know it because you're not aware of yourself, because you lack self-awareness. Women love to tell men about men. Let me tell you something. If you don't understand the science of yourself, if you're not in sync with your menstrual cycle, don't you dare try to hold a man accountable. Don't you dare try to hold anybody else accountable when you are not in alignment with yourself. You wild. And you literally are sitting on the point. You're trying to point out the speck when there's a plank in your eye. Make it make sense. You are trying to point out a speck and it's a plank in your eye. Are you insane? We love to tell other people about what he not doing, what she not doing. What are you not doing to bring these experiences consistently into your life? Because ain't nobody in your space that ain't like you. Nobody. Your little friend that likes to sleep with everybody else, man. Yeah, I mean, she ain't did that to me. She ain't did it to you yet. She ain't found a man that she like enough to do it to you yet. But you're not exempt from that process, and you think you are. But my question to you is that what is the common thread that's holding you and sis together if that ain't who you are? If that ain't who you... Because let me tell you something. I'm a very honest woman, and people who know me know this. A liar doesn't feel comfortable in my space. A liar could never feel comfortable in my space because I am so direct. I'm looking you in your eyes, and I don't play that. You're not gonna feel comfortable in my space lying because this is a truth-telling space. Everyone who knows me knows that. And baby, and I will make it very clear that liars are not allowed in my space because I'm aware of who I am. And if I'm honest, I need the people around me to be honest. So you're going to have to start being real with yourself because y'all really lack your self-awareness. And the things that you're trying to do don't work for you. You trying to go do cycling or you're trying to go run a marathon when in reality, your body is in best shape when you walk. All you got to do is walk 5 miles. But no, you see running. They told you that running was the best way and the quickest way for you to lose weight. And you believe them without even investigating to see if your knees were strong enough for that. To see if your feet, if you had the proper shoes, if your feet actually, if you could run the right way where you would run on the balls of your feet and not run on the sides and actually mess up your back or your feet. So you haven't done the investigation within yourself to even know if this aligns. And you just trying to do it and you're wondering why you're not consistent. You're wondering why you're not following through. It's not compatible. It's not compatible with who you are, but you don't know that. And that's why you keep forcing it. And no matter how much you work out and you do this, you ain't losing no weight. Why? Because you're putting your body in a space to where it's overworking itself. Because you don't understand how your body works. So therefore, you can't follow through on the exercise. There goes that commitment to working out every day. There goes that commitment to losing 40 pounds this year. I'm a cyclist. I tried roller skating outside. I almost broke both knees. Woo! You got to know yourself. I'm glad that you didn't. I'm not talking about you got to know yourself as you. But this is a prime example. I'm glad she said you have to know yourself. She's probably an excellent cyclist. And was like, I just want to try something different. Child, you got to know. You have to know. Because that supports you in being able to follow through. Okay? So... don't lie to yourself. Exactly. Don't lie to yourself by participating in things that you have not thoroughly investigated yourself to make sure it aligns with your goals and that it aligns with your values. Because that's the only way you're going to be consistent. That's the only way you're going to follow through. Y'all are not following through because y'all not paying attention. You don't even know yourself. And I'm going to be very honest with you. A lot of women, I'm going to be so real with you. The majority of women that I end up encountering on a daily basis lack accountability on a high level, and they lack self-awareness. They know everything about everybody else. They know all the celebrity business. They know everything that's happening with social media. They know everything that's happening in the media. But you can't tell me your hobbies. You can't tell me your favorite hobby. You can't tell me anything about yourself outside of what you do for other people. You can't tell me anything about you, but you can tell me something about everybody else. Baby, mind your own business, beloved. Mind your own business. Become aware of yourself. When you become aware of yourself, I promise you ain't going to have time to be thinking about nobody else, baby. Because you're going to realize, whoo, we got some things to do up in here. So, baby, I ain't got time to be worried about you, baby. Y'all, why he ain't text me back? Have you made money today? Have you worked out today? Have you drank water? Have you done anything to elevate yourself on a spiritual, mental, or emotional level? Then stop worrying about why he ain't text you back. That ain't your business. That is not your business. Your business is to handle your own. Hey, my love. And you're not handling your own if you're not aware of what's going on. So that's the second issue. So first we're dealing with the skepticism due to the amounts of education and information. So that impacts your belief. Then we have the lack of self-awareness. So you don't even know what's compatible for you. And I'm just saying, hold on. If you don't know the right type of self-care that's in alignment with you, and if you don't know the right type of exercise that's in alignment with you, you're going to convince me that you know the right type of partner that you need to be with. You're going to convince me that you would recognize and you are able to choose a partner that's actually compatible with you. You can't even find an exercise to commit to. You can't even find an exercise to commit to. You can't even find an activity or a hobby to commit to. But you're going to commit to a man? In a marriage? Start talking to people who've been married. Start talking to wives. Because then you'll know. I've been one. I was one for 8 years, so I know. Okay? Takes a lot of self-awareness. If you ain't ready to be self-aware, you ain't ready for marriage. Let me just let you know. If you fail to commit to yourself, you're going to commit to a long, lifelong marriage. This is the part of delusion that lacks discernment and discipline that I be talking about. That's why a lot of y'all can't operate from a space of delusion. If you don't have discipline and discernment, you can't be delusional because you are already destructive to yourself. You're already on the path to self-destruction. You don't need to be delusional. Believe me. You're already there. But you're there at a level that's destructive and dangerous. And baby, you need to come on down. Come on back. Come on back. We need you to come back to the light, okay? Because that ain't it. The third reason that I am seeing consistently why women struggle to follow through, despite having all these degrees and having all of this knowledge, is a failure to agree with self. So there's a failure to come into agreement, meaning that, let's say, for example, okay, I'm going to work out. I'm going to start eating better. That's my commitment. I'm going to do that. So I'm going to join the gym, right? You join the gym and you start going to the gym, but you don't come into agreement with self, meaning you don't put yourself under contract, meaning there's no overall vision. And like it says in scripture, without a vision, the people will perish. You have not prepared, so you have planned to fail. There is no action plan. Okay, so you join the gym. What's going to replace the piss poor foods that you eat? What's going to replace the times when you have emotions and you want to eat? What's the action script for that? You don't put yourself under contract. See, and I want you to pay attention to this. Let's just work this. Let's just work this real quick. I want you to think about you going to a company and you applying for the job, right? And you putting your resume out there. They're going to read your resume and believe what's on the resume. That's number one. They're going to believe it. Because remember, they're not going to have no skepticism because they're going to believe what you put out there initially on your resume. And then they're going to call you in to the office for what? An interview to see if you are compatible with the company. To do an investigation of self. You see what I'm saying? See, other people doing this to you, but you ain't doing this to you, which is why they're able to get things out of you and get you to commit and do certain things to them, but you can't seem to execute the things that you're not executing. They see you, you don't see you. So they call you in for an interview to see if you are a fit, if you are compatible. And then the last thing they do is if you guys feel like it's a fit, they put you under contract to ensure that it is their belief that you are a compatible fit for their company to execute the goal of that company. You're gonna, and guess what? When you holler about something, I'm not consistent, I struggle with consistently. You consistently get your butt up every single day and go clock in. You get your butt up every single day consistently and you go to work. So don't talk to me that you're not consistent. You're consistent with the things that you believe, that you are compatible with, and the things that you were willing to put yourself under contract with. But the question comes to me, why are you willing to believe in something else? Why are you willing to go into a space of willing to work so hard to be compatible with others? Why are you working so hard to come under contracts with others, and you won't do these things to yourself? You won't commit to yourself, but you will commit to doing 30 years at a place that's going to give you a doggone pizza party when you retire. You will sign on a dotted line and commit to a job for years when they reward you with a pizza party when you tell them that you burn out. But you won't commit to yourself. That's crazy work. That's irrational. That's not logical. That's not logical at all. So guess what happens? Guess what happens to women who don't follow through? Guess what happens to women who let their skepticism block them from executing, even though they have all the knowledge to do the things they need to do? Guess what happens to the women who lack self-awareness to see whether or not these things are compatible with them so that they can secure this fact that they will follow through? Guess what happens to the women who fail to come under contract within themselves? This results in inconsistent behavior, which is a violation of who you are authentically, because we are creatures of habit. We are consistent, baby. We don't have consistency issues at all because we are extremely consistent. We are consistent with the things that we agree with. We are consistent with the things that we believe in. We are consistent in the things that we actually are compatible with. We are consistent with these things, and we follow through with these things. So when you have that skepticism circling through your body and that lack of self-awareness and that failure to come into full agreement with self, you create internal inconsistency within your body. You know what that means? You throw your body out of balance. You make yourself sick. Now let's get into the science. You make yourself sick when you throw your body out of balance like that. And the internal inconsistency starts to show up in your patterns in your external world, and it reveals inconsistency in the form of you not being able to follow through or commit to anything for real. All starts within you. All starts within you. And this comes from the lack of self-understanding, not understanding the science of yourself. Not understanding oneself leads to you operating mainly from emotion without the balance of logic. See, there are a lot of women on this app that will tell you, oh, you need to lean into your femininity. You need to be more feminine. Let me first tell you this. There's no such thing as becoming more feminine. You are feminine by design, which is why I teach mastering your feminine design. You are feminine by design. Now, you will not ooze feminine energy until you master your feminine design. That's a fact. And that comes from you understanding your identity, obeying your intuition without fail, without question, and you being extremely intentional in knowing the why of you, why you choose to do any and everything that you do. From the food that you put in your mouth to the people you choose to connect with, you should know why. You should know why. Because when you don't do that, you find yourself being irrational, acting out of body, being overly emotional, not really thinking from a space of logic. To lean into your feminine energy or your feminine design, because we all have the feminine and masculine energies with the energetic experience, even in our brains. Left brain, masculine energy strategies and different things. Right brain, feminine energy strategies and different things, okay, and operations. When you lean solely into your emotions, there is no balance of logic. Being or oozing more feminine energy does not mean you abandon the masculine. And I really want you to think about this for a second. If there was a war to break out and something happened and all of the men were just, that would be an issue. That would be a major issue because the balance of logic is now off. Now we are all just sitting here in emotions. Both are necessary. You learn how to live in your right brain energy, which is your feminine energy, your creativity, your nurture, your imagination, your feelings. You learn how to lean into your left brain energy, which is your critical thinking skills, your analytics, this action taking, how we gonna get this bag. Okay, those things are left brain energy. Decision making, left brain energy. Okay? When you abandon logic like that, by just leaning on your irrational emotions, your actions are often impulsive. And they're solely based on your feelings instead of you actually thinking these things out. This is why women continue to buy books, courses, hire coaches, without even considering if these things even align with them. You got so emotionally caught up in what that person said. I gotta buy this book. She just made me feel so good. That's why people know if they want to sell something, they can always sell it to women, because women gonna be suckers. We suckers for cute packaging. And I'm telling you as a person, I used to work at MAC Cosmetics. And I have seen for years, and I've seen the repackaging of products that come back. And cute packaging. And I see y'all get caught up in, all the time. Oh my God, this package is so cute. Girl, it's the same lipstick. It's Ruby Woo. It just got a hint of blue in it. And it's in a cute lipstick container. And that's how they got you. You get caught up. Okay? You get caught up in the dream they selling. So, because you so emotionally motivated and emotionally moved. Oh my God, I cried. I gotta buy her book. I cried. That book's still sitting on the shelf. You only read the table of contents. But let you tell it, this book was going to be the book to save your life and put you and elevate you to the next level. Out here buying stuff, and then this when y'all want to use logic. Come and tell you what you do. Out here emotionally buying stuff and then justifying with your logic. Yeah, I went and bought this thing and it was $1,000, girl, but I work hard. I deserve it. See, that's you trying to justify what you did with your emotions, without really seeing if this is something that was a purchase that was in alignment, a purchase that really is something that you agree with, a purchase that really is compatible with where you are. Yeah, no, you just out here buying stuff, which is what society wants you to do. And here's the thing too, and I always bring this up because I be talking about me too with this. We would all be drinking water. Okay? We would all be drinking water if there were never any type of soda commercials. I still can hear in my mind them Sprite commercials being like, obey your thirst. They are selling a feeling. When you look at commercials and vacations, they are selling to feelings. If you want women to buy, get in their feelings. That's how they get you every time, because they know that most women are not emotionally regulated. And a lot of y'all are not emotionally regulated because you are not in sync with your menstrual cycle to even make wise decisions and choose well. You out here buying the same gadget. And me too. I've been gimmicked too, because I'm still trying to figure out why I bought an Apple Watch all them years ago that I ain't wearing. Because when it came out, it was costing. But baby, you can't even see me wearing that thing. That's how easy you can get caught up in. Okay, I got a MacBook. I need iPhone. I gotta have this watch. I gotta have all this. It's a gimmick. It's a gimmick when you're not paying attention to these things and you don't even know if these things work. Then you want to call people scam artists when you hired the coach because she got you in your feelings and you didn't find out whether or not she could get you the results you were looking for. She made you feel good. Now she a scammer. Now she a scammer because she ain't get you this, but you hired her for a quick fix. You hired her with the intent of this based on emotions. Y'all out here moving wild and wondering why you're not executing, wondering why there is no follow-through. Though you got all this, I know what I need. Favorite line, I know what I need to do. I just don't know why I don't do it. I do. That's why I help the women that I work with. I know exactly why you're not doing it. Because you either don't agree, you either don't believe, and it ain't compatible. One or the other. That's why you're not consistent with it, because you don't have a consistency issue. Humans are creatures of habit. Habits is what we do. Period. It's about the habits that you have. Okay? And what you're consistent in that shows you. You consistent, babe. You're consistent. Because you consistently go to McDonald's and eat that every day. So why are you surprised when you gain 50 pounds? This is the manifestation of eating McDonald's every single day. I mean, what's tea? What's tea? We know what time it is. Thank you so much for these gifts. But lack of understanding, lack of you not understanding yourself is because of you not being in sync with your cycle. And because of that, you're extremely impulsive and you move based on your emotions. And you don't realize that there's a connection to your menstrual cycle because your energy levels, your emotions, and your cognitive abilities fluctuate throughout certain phases of your cycle. Do you know that there are certain times of your cycle that you should not try to bring up a hard conversation because you're a little bit more emotional or a little bit more sensitive during that time? Do you know that there are certain periods that you should not be having conversations? Certain phases you need to say that for next week. This ain't the week for that, but you don't even know. So you're trying to address everything on the spot. I got to say it, just that. Throw your whole body out of balance because you have to address one thing on the first day of your period, and now you're trying to figure out why your whole body out of psych for the next 28 days. Because that's how it go. That's how it go. Luna, you still have a hormonal cycle. I support my clients in learning their hormonal cycle, even if you aren't menstruating anymore. You still have a hormonal cycle. Okay? The phases of the cycle are huge when it comes down to your emotions and you being rooted. When you are not in sync with these things and with these phases, you exacerbate the body into a inconsistent state. And once you put the body in a state to where it's not running the way it consistently was designed to run, this is what causes dis-ease, lack of harmony within the body. Disease is a lack of harmony within the body. It is dis-ease. Okay? And that's what happens because these hormonal changes can impact your mood, which can impact your energy, which can impact your decision making, which can lead to increased skepticism, increased impulsiveness, and increased lack of follow-through. All of these things, all because you're not in sync with your phases of your cycle. Being able to be in sync with the phases of your cycle supports you in being able to planning tasks the right way, setting goals the right way, making decisions the right way. All of these things that are consistent and are that aligned with your natural rhythm. Just like you got your fingerprint is not the same as everyone else's. You have a natural rhythm that's not the same as everyone else. And you have to get in alignment with that rhythm. Okay? Because you being in sync is going to shift your life and set you up for success. Because then you're able to operate from a place that is regulated. And you can make wise decisions. Okay? Now, for the women who don't know how to do this, don't know how to get in the space of syncing my cycle so that I can regulate my emotions, so that I can set up this type of structure and so I can do these things, guess what? I have a masterclass on the 30th. And it is called I have an announcement, y'all. I have an announcement. So guess what? This is going to be I told y'all this was coming. This is going to be my last year coaching. So if you don't work with me before 2025, it's going to be hard to catch me. I am transitioning. I'm still going to be doing this type of work, but I'm going to be doing it from a different perspective, a different position. I'm going to be doing it from a position of retreats. I'm going to be doing it from a position of speaking engagements. I'm going to be doing it from a position of writing a book. I'm going to be doing it from a position of contracting with businesses. Okay? Before I exit, I am opening up 10 spots to coach 10 women under the framework that I teach, because I am not going to leave you by yourself. These women are going to directly train under me. These women will receive a certification in feminine design and feminine embodiment. Everybody can't come work with me. I'm just going to let you know right now. It is definitely a process. When it comes down to my name, I don't play about who comes out there and who is going to be speaking with you. So it is going to be a rigorous 13 weeks for the women who choose to embark on this journey of becoming feminine design and embodiment certified practitioners. Okay? So, the things that I will be focusing on for the rest of the year is supporting women in those key areas that are necessary. I'm going to be training those women, and then I'm also going to be coaching with the last set of women okay, that are assigned to me for this year. Next year, I'm going to be very strategic and focusing on a different way. You'll be able to get classes and courses from me, but I won't be as easily accessible, okay? So with that, it's called the Feminine Design and Embodiment Certification, okay? So it's going to allow you to be a practitioner under the model that I teach when it comes down to scripture science, spirituality science, and psychology. Of course, as y'all know, nobody else is teaching on that. And there are women who have come to me who I feel like certain ones who are ready and I feel comfortable passing the torch to. So I'm going to do that so I'm not leaving y'all here. And the ones who are coming with me who are coaching, I'm going to be working more on the executive side of things, okay? So, but anywho, let's get into this. So I'm having a masterclass. It's happening on 5:30 at 6:15 Central Standard Time. It's called the Psychocentric Leadership Masterclass. Let me tell you what we're going to be doing so you'll be good, okay? I told y'all, you can't outwit AI and you can't outwork a robot. So what you're going to have to do is that you're going to have to learn how to work within your body and work with your body so that you can really create the success that you want. So this masterclass is going to be for creative women leaders and business owners who seek to leverage their natural rhythms for business success. This is for women who are interested in learning practical strategies for navigating business dynamics with ease and grace, okay? This is not for people seeking quick fixes, individuals resistant to change, leaders unwilling to prioritize their well-being. Hustlers, this ain't for you. Women who are not open to cycle approaches, okay? Because in this, you're going to learn how to align your natural rhythms with your business strategies, okay? So it's going to increase your productivity, your creativity, and your successful endeavors, okay? So what you're going to get in this, you're going to learn specifically how to harness your menstrual cycle, how to understand each phase of the cycle. And for those who've gotten the FEMA bundle, this is more in depth. For those who are going to ask, they got the FEMA bundle where you learned how to sync with your cycle, start the process. This is very much so in depth. Okay, so you're going to learn how to harness your menstrual cycle, understand each phase, how it impacts your creativity and your productivity, your decision making in business. You're going to learn how to strategically plan around your cycle so you know exactly what you should be doing and when. You're going to learn leadership skills when it comes down to your cycle nature, and how to be in sync and lead with authenticity and ease according to your cycle. There are certain times that I show up. There are certain times that I have master classes, and all these things are planned around my cycle, which is why I built a business from the ground up to 6 figures, and I'm not burnt out. It's because I work according to my cycle, and I teach my clients the same. The fourth thing is that you're going to maximize your potential because you're going to unlock your power via the psychocentric leadership sustainability model that's going to support you in growth, balance, and fulfillment in your business and in your life, okay? Again, you can't outwit AI. You can't outwork a robot. You're going to have a skill set. You're going to have some things in place. You're going to have to be in alignment to really be able to attract. Otherwise, you're going to be working hard and hustling, and it's going to get you nowhere, okay? This masterclass is supporting you so that you don't get burnt out, okay, by using your skill set, because you're literally operating according to your design, which is very pivotal and important. This masterclass is $222. You can get it with Klarna, Affirm, and Afterpay. The link is in the bio, okay? So I am having it, like I said, on 5:30, which is Thursday, at 6:15 p.m. Central Standard Time. And we're going to really be diving deep into your menstrual cycle and how it supports you in harmonizing your success in life and in business. This is going to support you not just in business, but if you are in relationships and different things like that, if you're married, being in sync with your cycle is so important, because then you know when to ask for certain support from your spouse, okay? And when you can say, you know what, during this time I need a little bit of grace because this is happening. So listen to me, y'all. I know a lot of us are trying to escape and trying to do a multitude of things and dream and just get away from everything, because life appears to be very difficult right now. But I am telling you, it is time for women to get in their bodies and get in sync with their bodies, because if you don't, it's only going to get worse. And you are not going to be able to manage your energy and motion, and it's going to make you exhausted and irate. Okay? Nothing is getting cheaper. None of these things, like, this the cheapest it's going to be in society. I'm telling you. So if you are wanting to get yourself together so that you can be more in sync with yourself, so you can create more cash flow, because it's time for y'all to turn y'all mood swings into money wins. Because if you do this, it's very possible for you to do so. One of my clients, let me see. You can click the link in the bio to be able to get access. But one of my clients, I have her testimony on here, is a multi six-figure client that I worked with. And I'm going to play it real quick.
You have helped me as a multi six-figure business owner. You have taught me how important it is to take care of my femininity, to take care of myself, to take care of my mind, soul, and body, my spirit, because that is necessary and required for us to continue in our creativity, continue in...
Did you hear what she said? Necessary and required. She ain't lying.
Birthing process as business owners and as women, it is essential for us to take care of ourselves and have a routine even as we are building. And I'll add this one thing too. Also too, with learning our cycles, learning how our administration has a lot to do with how we think and how we are navigating ourselves as we build in our business really matters, because sometimes we're thinking that something is wrong, that something is off, when it's really just our hormones and the fact that we need to pay attention to what we eat, when we eat it, and having a routine that feeds us and reconnects us back to ourselves as we're building. I think that's very, very important to notate, because some of us are, we're going and going and going. But to me, I really feel like what I have taken from you is the softness, is taking care of myself and honoring my body as I'm building this business as well.
Listen, you not being in alignment with your cycle impacts the way you think. It impacts your decision making. It impacts the decisions you make in business. It impacts the decisions you make in life. It impacts the decisions you make with your children. It impacts the decisions you make in your relationship. You can do what you want to do, even if you don't come to work with me. Not even tripping. But what you need to understand is that you can't outwork a robot. You can't outwit AI. And if you don't learn how to get in rhythm with yourself, you don't want to, by next year, you don't want to be imbalanced. Because the things that they're going to drop on the heads of people in 2025, and I told y'all, I told y'all this in 2022, in 2023 they started seeing it, and in 2024 the beginning, people was like, you was right, you said this. Oh, but wait. Oh, but wait for good old 2025. I am trying to get women prepared. This is why this is going to be my last year coaching directly like this. So if you have been wanting to work with me, the countdown is here, beloved. You got less than 7 months. Like I said, I'll be training these 10 women. I will be, and as they come to me, because I know that they're coming, and I also will be supporting women in the Cycle Syncing Mastery Collective. The Cycle Syncing Mastery Collective is a part of the certification program, but it is the first 8 weeks. The last 5 weeks, it was what, if people want the certification, if women want the certification, they would have to stay on for that. But the first 8 weeks is you getting in body and me teaching you how to be in sync with your cycle. That is a 4-figure investment. That's where you learn what to eat, what's this, what's that. What you're going to learn in this masterclass is how to plan, how these things impact you, and how to get yourself very much so supported. So it's going to support you in the steps of, okay, I'm synced with my, I know what my phases of my cycle are. I'm getting in sync with them. So how do I plan my life around it so I can have the success that I desire? How can I, so that I can attract the money that I desire, so that I can do X, Y, Z. There is a point of, during one of those cycles, those phases of your cycle, where you actually, is best to network during that time frame. When you don't know these things about yourself, you position yourself to not be at your best. And who wants to do that? Okay. Congratulations, I've seen a couple of people purchase tickets to the masterclass. I'm only going to hold, and I'm going to start putting a cap number on my masterclasses. I tend to get a range of numbers. I think like the max I've had maybe like 30 to 40. But I'm going to slim that number down, so I'm probably only going to do like 15 tickets. So I am going to be doing masterclasses monthly like I've been doing. But like I said, y'all, December 31st, it's a wrap. So if you have been wanting to work with me, you've been called to work with me, and what I've been saying has resonated with you, get on your Zoom, baby. Get on your Zoom, because you ain't going to be able to catch me. I've been warning y'all, but now I done officially made the announcement. So what questions do you guys have for me? Drop those in the comments in regard to anything when it comes down to regulating your emotions and syncing your cycle. If it's something I feel like that can be answered in any of the courses or the masterclass, I will tell you and refer you there. But what questions do you guys have for me? Like I said, my areas of expertise: feminine design, mastering your authentic feminine design, emotional intelligence, emotional regulation, the energetics behind emotion, how to make more money, and how to enhance your creativity. So whatever questions, drop them for me. I'm going to wait for a few minutes and then I've got to go. But I'm going to wait a few seconds for questions if you guys have any questions or comments. How do we reach you for the certification? Just DM me. And then I'm going to send you some information to where you can apply, and then we're going to have a call. So do you plan everything around your cycle, and what's the positive increase of implemented? I built a 6-figure business from it. That's one. Yes, I do. And that's one. I built a 6-figure business from it. I lost 90 pounds around it. I've healed a bunch of my trauma around it. Let's see. I've been able to be a digital nomad because I know exactly when to travel and when not to travel around it. I've literally built my entire business, and my life is playing around it. I know when I'm the most wisest during the month. I know when I have the most energy. I know when I can execute the best. So all of these things help me and support me in making 5-figure months, or support me in being able to, do the things and attract what I want to attract, because I'm in balance, where I'm balanced, and that's key. And so when you're balanced, meaning that you have access to both masculine and feminine energies, meaning you can operate from a space of logic and not just be all logic. You can operate from a space of emotion and not be all emotion, but be completely balanced. And that's really what's important, because you need both aspects. Like when you hear people say men and women need each other, yes, we do, because we are complements of one another. When you understand the science of yourself, it's very easy for you to recognize the science, the divinity, and the beauty in masculinity. And then you will find masculine support all around you. I'm telling you what I know. Okay? Will the masterclass be recorded and replayed, emailed? Absolutely. See, this is the thing about me. You're going to have access to it, so you're going to be good. Yes, this is going up on my channel. If you're not following me on YouTube, make sure that you're following me on YouTube. Okay? Any other questions? You're so welcome. Congratulations to those who are purchasing. I see purchases come through. Oh yeah, for those who were wanting the toolkit, the playground of potential to heal your inner child, that price is going up tonight to $47. So if you want that, it's $27 now. Go get it, because at midnight it's going to $47. Okay? If you have not gotten it, it's an amazing toolkit if you are trying to heal your relationship with your inner child and build your relationship with your inner teen, so that you can become more consistent, more disciplined, and get things in order. Okay? Then, that's that girl for you. I was up at 1 a.m. Girl, that was you at 1 a.m. I woke up and I was like, somebody, I seen it, because I could see the payment notifications when they come through. So I was just like, girl, I was like, somebody up at 1 a.m. Look at the praise the Most High. The toolkit is called the Playground of Potential. And it's a toolkit to support you in connecting with your inner teen and your inner child. Skepticism talking. Does the apocryphal reflect truth or align with the Bible? Beloved, the apocryphal are lost scripture books that were taken from the Bible. Okay? So there is a commission that got together and got all of the scriptures and the books, and they read them, and the ones that they wanted and to use to be able to control people with. And they kept a lot of the good stuff for themselves. They put those 66 books in the Bible, which is what a lot of us have grown up on, and they hid a lot of those other ones. And there are still some other ones that they're still hiding, but I ain't gonna get into that, because just know, just do your research. But the Apocryphal is scripture that should have been put together, but it was taken out. And I always tell people, like, for example, if you are reading Genesis and you feel like you're missing pieces, make sure that you're reading Genesis, the book of creation, and the book of Enoch at the same time. You want to bounce between those three, because you're going to get the missing context clues of certain things when you read those three. Okay, so hopefully that supports and that helps. Congratulations to those who purchased. I see purchases coming through. I am. I just told women, if they're interested in the certification, just to DM me, and I'm going to send a link. And you'll probably end up getting a link. If you don't get it today, then you'll get it by Sunday. You just schedule a link. So you fill out the application, and then we're going to talk. And then from there, we'll go into the program. Yes, you should be able to. Babe, the book of Jasher is lit. Real lit. The book of creation too, baby. The book of Solomon wisdom, no, the book of wisdom. That one is wild work, for real. Genesis, the book of Enoch, and the book of creation. You can get them online. You should be able to go to Kindle and type in Apocryphal, and you'll see all those books. You'll see that in a midst of other ones, Maccabees. Another book of Esther. Like, it's a lot, and you'll be able to really start connecting dots on some things. I think it's very, very important. It's the reason why they took this stuff out. But yeah, to certify, do you have to do one or some of your bundles? So when it comes down to my certification program, you have to be ready for that, which is why we have to talk, because that's not an easy crown to wear, trust me. So I have to make sure that that's something that you are prepared and you're ready for. I recommend you have gotten one of my bundles beforehand, because then you have done the foundational work. But if you get in a session with me and you have not done any foundational work, or when you fill out the application and it asks you specific questions, you may be referred back to my bundles if you haven't done anything. So to jump from that, I have to know that mindset is not so much going to be an issue, because the thing is, I don't want you to get there, because that's more of a higher level program, because it's a 4 to 5 figure investment. So if you're getting in that program and we still have to deal with mindset issues, that's not really going to work. It's going to hold you back. That's going to hold the process back. I want to be honest with you about where I feel like you probably should start, and then let you know, hey, during this time frame, I think you'll be ready for the program. Okay, so hopefully that helps. I own my own company and I work as a high-rise window cleaner. What bundle do you recommend? What is your overall goal? Is your goal to get contracts with other companies? What's your overall goal? So that is your goal to get contracts with other companies so you can hire other staff and you're not actually doing the windows? Like, what is your overall goal? And with your overall goal, then I can guide you to exactly the right bundle for you. But since you already have your company, if you're wanting to excel it and jump, I probably would recommend the FEMA bundle for you, which is $497 right now. It's really supposed to be $797, y'all, but I have not updated it because I put a whole bunch of extra stuff in there. But I haven't updated the price yet. But it's $497. You can get that with Klarna, Affirm, and Afterpay, and that teaches you how to create your cash cushion of $50,000. Your first, it teaches you how to strategize your way to your first $50,000 as a cash cushion. It also supports you in mastering your emotions through the process, because I think what a lot of people don't realize is when you are the person that starts making a lot of money in your business, and if you're a very family-oriented person, you'll trick off the money because you don't know how to master your emotions. So it's very, very important for that type of work to be taken care of and to be done. Is the alignment bundle good for getting out of your own way? Absolutely. The Feminine Fusion bundle is going to be amazing for that, because that's going to teach you several things. One, you're going to learn how to get yourself in alignment with your feminine design, and then you're also going to learn how to get yourself together in regard to your divine design, understanding your processes, learning how you could be making passive income, also learning how you can reprogram your mind to execute. Okay, because misaligned beliefs is the biggest issue with people. People's beliefs are not aligned. And when you even go back to the beginning of time and you think about Eve, the reason why everybody got in this mess anyway is because she believed a lie. So when you're able to elevate your beliefs, you can impact your biology in a way that is going to influence your behavior to execute what it is that you really, really want to execute. So the feminine, and you get a one-on-one with me in the Feminine Fusion bundle, the design and alignment bundle. So we'll talk too. Because I want to make sure you get in alignment. That's the thing. If you get any product or service that costs at least for something, you're going to get me directly, because I need to know that you're grasping what I give you. So I don't plan on leaving you out here by yourself. And that's very important. And you get a recording of the conversation that we have. And you also have lifetime value. Okay? Any other questions? And congratulations to those who have purchased. Like I said, you can get these things with Klarna, Affirm, and Afterpay. Every product that and service that I have, even down to my high level program, the Cycle Syncing Mastery Complete Collective, you can get that with Klarna, Affirm, and Afterpay as well. I got you. So that definitely will support you and help, okay? You're welcome. All right, my loves, I'm going to get off here. Happy Feminine Friday. I hope that you guys have an amazing weekend, and it's my prayer that someone or something, edified you and inspired you to think, okay? So that's my thing, and inspired you to be able to take action as well. Scripture, science, and psychology pitch can be found where? That's me, baby. That's my methodology. That's what the Most High gave me as far as my framework to teach. So what I'm saying is that everything that I am going to teach is going to come from Scripture, science, and psychology. It's normally rooted in Scripture, backed up by science, and then followed up by psychology as well. Because those are the three areas that we operate. Spirit being, have a human biological experience, and a psychological mental experience. Okay? All right. Congratulations again to those who have purchased. Let me know if y'all have any questions or any comments. DM me. Happy Friday. Okay? All right, y'all. I will see y'all on Monday, Lord willing. I might pop up on this. No, I'm not popping up on the Sunday. I'm kind of lying. I ain't popping up on a Sunday. That ain't true, because I'm actually flying out somewhere. But I may see y'all on Monday. Okay? I hope y'all have an amazing evening. Peace, y'all.